Just looking back on that match, a quick handshake with Pep Guardiola, but he gave you a message after he spoke to you. What did he say?
Nothing, as usual. We have lost quite a lot against them, and when you win, obviously, you get congratulated. It was an important game. It was a beautiful day for us, and we move on. It seems like ages now.
Yeah. Your neighbours are currently top, but ultimately, do you still feel it's a two-horse race between yourselves and Manchester City, or do you see other teams involved?
I don't have a clue who is going to be involved. We want to be there. That's the only thing that I know. In order to do that, we have to be perfect. And the league is so demanding. You see it every single week, and I think it's very, very open.
And how much are you looking forward to the game tomorrow? So it's always an entertaining one, Chelsea, isn't it? Chelsea.
It's a big game, and we know, and there is a big history between the two clubs and the type of games that we have played against them. It's a very different one, I think, this season. I've been really impressed by Chelsea. I think they deserve much more than what they got on the table. I think what Mauritius in a really short time, it's phenomenal, and we're going to have to be at our best tomorrow.
And I bet Kai Havertz is excited to go back, isn't he?
And Georgia as well, I'm sure they will be. They were there, they talk really highly about the club and everybody there, so it will be a special day for them.
Just wanted to touch about an article I read yesterday on Aaron Ramsdale. He said he feared for his England place if he doesn't win his place back in the Arsenal side. How do you approach that? Do you try and give him more games, or does he just have to win his place back? It's not easy for you.
It's not easy for any player when he's not playing as much as he would like to, but the only way to do it is to work harder, to show the passion that you have for the game, to contribute to the team in a different way, and when you get the opportunity, do your best and try to help the team to win the game.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Just going back to the Manchester City result, a lot of people were saying at the time that would be a massive psychological step for Arsenal to get that win under their belts. Is that something you can genuinely feel around the place since then, and just getting the players in over the last couple of days? Is it something you can take into the Chelsea game?
Well, that's the last experience, the last feeling that we had between us, and it was a beautiful one. You could sense in the atmosphere the importance of the game and the way we won it and how we competed against that team. But it's just a game, and now it's about having the consistency and keeping the standards very, very high, because the next game against Chelsea is going to be even harder.
Chelsea themselves, difficult start to the season. They've won their last 3 in all competitions. Was it always a matter of time for Chelsea that with the players and the squad that they have, that things would eventually start to click? Or do you think it's too soon to say that they've turned?
No, I think when you look, first of all, the coaching staff they have, the history at the club that they have, and the players and the squad that they have, is going to happen. I think it has happened pretty quickly. Not only the last 3 results, I think, as I said, again, I think they deserve much more in terms of points and results than what they already have. So you can see that they're going to be up there.
Finally, you don't know if Bukayo Saka is back this weekend. You won't know until after training. England are now qualified. Would you like to see, from an Arsenal point of view, maybe him getting a little bit more time off internationally, as we all know he's going to play in the Euros next summer, so that you have more options to use in this season, or do you think that's unrealistic?
Well, I don't know how they're going to approach it. Obviously, when our players are fit, we are really happy to let them go to the national team, and we always done that. And the players want to go, and I think it's a great fulfillment and opportunity for them every time they are there. So if players are fit, they're going to be available to be taken.
But he's seen as the jewel in your crown and the jewel in England's crown as well. We don't want him to burn out this season.
No, you don't, but you don't know the balance. But you ask the players, sometimes they feel much better when they are playing every 3 or 4 days. They can get a knock, they can get an injury. This is part of the game.
Hello, Mikel. Does Saka want to play tomorrow?
I'm sure he wants to play, yes.
He told you he wants to.
I don't see any player there that he doesn't want to be in the starting 11.
Just in terms of Chelsea, I think when you took over at Arsenal had a bit of a problem with winning away against rivals. And you've turned that around. I think you could beat Chelsea 4 times in a row. So have you just got better players now? Is the mentality going away at Stamford Bridge? You're now favourites. How's that all come about within the squad that they can go there and win?
I don't know. It goes, I think, game by game. And tomorrow they have a really strong squad. They play at home. We have as well. We're in a good moment. We'll try to play better than them and beat them, and that's it. And what happened in the past, it doesn't really matter.
Just on that, when you did retire as a player, there was talk that you might have linked up with Maurizio. Was that something that was ever close?
Probably that was because of our relationship, but I had various opportunities to to go, and I didn't know, and I went at his advice, obviously, and his experience, and that was very important for me as well to make the decision that I made.
When he came back and went to Chelsea, that is a bit of a poison chalice at the moment, Chelsea job. But do you think with his experience and what you know about him, he can turn it around then?
Yes, you can see already that something is changed very quickly.
Hi Mikel.
Hi.
Obviously it's still early in the season, but Arsenal have been really defensively solid in the last few games, not giving up a lot in terms of chances. But maybe, if you're looking at the figures from last season, it seems like they've sacrificed a little bit in terms of what they're creating in open play. I just wondered, is that a deliberate shift of emphasis from you, and is that something you considered in the summer, trying to be more solid, more structured, and focus on the defensive side?
I want to concede nothing and and create a lot. So that is not planned for sure. Obviously, we know that foundations to win games, where it's coming from, and keeping the amount of clean sheet that we kept in the last 7 games, obviously, that's very important to make the right step. But we want to attack better. But when you do the comparison of other teams that they created more, you can just isolate through 90 minutes. It's game state. There are periods as well. The scoreline has a big say when those expected goals have shifted. And against who do you play against? That's another one, you know. And in 8 games, the comparison is not easy to do. And as well, a lot of teams are defending with really low blocks. So open play is something, but set pieces are not something very different to a game. It's something that is connected. So it's as important to be able to do that, because against low block, we're going to generate again more free kicks, more corners than we did last year. So that's going to have an impact. So to attack well, you have to attack well in various areas, because that's the moment that the opponent can open up.
And just on Maurizio, you mentioned his influence on you. You said you spoke to him when you finished playing. I just wondered what his advice to you was.
Don't go into coaching, it's too hard. That's the first thing. Is it clear? Yes. Okay, now what are the options are? Yeah, I could tell, but I knew he was going to be a coach, and I follow him very closely, obviously, because as a player, he was already a leader. The way he understood the game, it was phenomenal, and I used to have him in my back, and he was constantly coaching me, and yeah, very proud of what he's done, and the way, especially the way he's done it through his coaching career.